Hi guys, well, I just thought I'd do a little bit of a follow-up on a video I've done previously, and that video was the one about how men communicate. And obviously one of the key things that came out of that is that men aren't exceptionally good at communicating face to face. Doesn't mean that they can't, but when it comes to delicate situations or to talking about emotions, then the shoulder to shoulder or side by side approach is a far better thing, or a better way for men to talk about things. So if you think about it, if you start talking about any health issues, any relationship issues, any work issues, any stress issues, fitness, those sorts of things, even sexual health, those sorts of things are things that guys really are best suited to talk about side by side. But it doesn't mean that we can't sit down and check in from time to time. So this is realistically what I'm talking about now, is that lone wolf approach that a lot of guys seem to think about. You know, we actually turn around and think that real manhood is the lone wolf, and the perfect example is you start looking at the Jack Reachers of this world. He's a lone wolf and he's going out and he's putting the world to rights. And oh, by the way, I think Alan Richardson is doing a fantastic job as Reacher on Prime. Having read most of the books, I think he epitomises it perfect. Anyway, that's again one of my ramble asides. So yeah, so start thinking about that lone wolf. We almost try and say, or try and determine to be that lone wolf, and it doesn't suit. And certainly as we get older and life starts to change, that lone wolf really doesn't work for us at all. And you need to start making sure that you've got a network around you, that almost that brotherhood around you. And obviously one of the things that we had in the military, where are you coming? Come on, Merlin, stop being a dick, let's go. Come. Is we had a group of people, like-minded individuals around us. But also, as we get older, we need to make sure we've got a network of friends. And the reason why I say that is the lone wolf doesn't work. You know, you can always, was it Paul Simon, Art Garfunkel, one of those, who says, I'm a rock, I'm an island? Nah, it doesn't work. Not that way at all. So what we need to be able to do is we need to be able to have those check-ins with people that we can trust. And it can be a text, a simple thing, just text, you can phone. I've certainly started to check in on a very regular basis with one of my best mates, a guy that I went through training with, a guy that was my best man at my wedding. We spent most of our careers together, or our career certainly in the Royal Marines. He's gone on to do massively great and better things in a different industry in Civvy Street, and he's highly successful, and I'm very proud of him, of what he's achieved. But he is one of those guys that I check in with from time to time. And I've also now got a close but very small group of friends here in New Zealand that I check in with on a regular basis. So the key thing is just check in, just don't be by yourself, because I could quite happily be just me, my boys and my dog on a regular basis. Just that's it, that's all we're going to do. But you need to check in from time to time, and what that could be is just check in, send them a text, and then say, hey, how about we catch up for a wet? It could be a hot wet, i.e. coffee, or a cold wet, i.e. a beer or a drink. Obviously I'm one of these people who have to be a hot wet because I don't drink alcohol, and haven't since I became a father. It's just one of my choices that I made, and I never judge people with regards to other things. Morning. So one of the key things is just make sure you do those check-ins. Doesn't matter who you are. Yes, here I am, former Royal Marines Commando officer, but I know my limitations. And I'm one of those stoic characters who really thinks that I don't need to check in, but I do, and I know that I do, which is why I would just surreptitious just a hey, how about we catch up, or a hey, I'm popping by your place, how about I pop in, we just say hi. Just make sure that you keep your brotherhood or your group of friends close, because when the shit hits the fan, and believe me, it will hit the fan, you can't just suddenly start asking for help then. That's not fair. That's not fair on them for being around and making sure that they're around for you, and it's certainly not the best way for you to be able to be open and communicate with them when you're doing your shoulder to shoulder or your side by side. So make sure you do those regular check-ins. Make sure that you're there for your group, because there will be a time when you want them to be there for you. All right? So that's the key thing that you want to make sure that you do, is just do those regular check-ins with them. Make sure that you're there for them. Morning. And just check-ins are important. Check-ins are very important. So let's do the usual YouTube stuff. Like and subscribe. But what I want you two guys to do is just text a friend. Do a check-in. Just do one. Just do one once you finish this video watching it. Morning. Alright, so do your check-in. Go from there. And I will chat to you later. Take care, guys.